I just got off the phone with a homeowner, and this is not an atypical story, but I've decided that I think I'm going to try to start documenting some of these things that I hear from people before I forget, so that I could share them with all of you. Homeowner bought the house and had a wall replaced. It was replaced 6 or 7 years ago, according to him, and after about 3 or 4 years, the wall started to lean. He is not planning on staying in the house very long, and so he's not looking to make a big investment. And the wall itself has no machine access for at least half to 2/3 of it, and it's not very tall, but it's pretty long. And so the length of the wall is really more key in how pricey it is. And this is why square foot price doesn't work, because the excavation and the trench and base prep and laying the first block and tamping it, or not tamping, like pounding it into place to make sure it's perfectly level. Those things take up a lot of time. That's probably half of the project timeline. And so this wall being extraordinarily long compared to how tall it is, I don't know, it was a big sticker shock for him. So the wall itself, and like I said, inaccessibility with machinery, it looked to me like it was about a $20,000 project. He was not interested in spending that kind of money because he doesn't think he's going to get it out of the house when he sells. And that may be so. However, I also know that when people buy houses, they're always looking for things that they can try to work deals on with the seller. And one of those, because I see people on both sides, people looking to buy properties and people looking to sell properties, and they want prices on things because they want to leverage that for their deal. But he said that he paid, or back when he had the wall done, he received a quote for $20,000. And instead he went with a $3,000 one day in and out job where he said there wasn't drainage stone behind it, I thought. But then later on when we were talking, he said there was stone that they dug back, supposedly had material behind there, and they glued all the block. And so it's possible that the glue was done in such a way that it blocked water from filtering through the face of the wall. But chances are, if it was only $3,000, that they didn't put the stone behind the wall. I'm sure they didn't put a proper footer, and the wall has fallen over in the back. So he got about 3 to 4 years out of a wall that should last him 20 plus years. So he wasn't interested in spending that money at the time. He's not interested in spending it now. And he'll either find somebody at whatever price he wants to do whatever scope he wants just to slap it together. But that's not going to be us. So the circumstances behind the wall, whether you see it or not from your house, or whatever the case may be, that has no bearing on the price. The price is based off of what materials you're using, the dimensions, the specifications that are laid out by professional engineers and manufacturers, and also legally what needs to be done, required, and then just accessibility. If I can't get a machine into a project and everything has to be done by hand and we need to use wheelbarrows, it's so much slower than being able to just take a scoop out. So what we could probably dig in a matter of a few hours, if I could get a machine in there, is going to cost a couple of days with manpower only. I just think, if you don't do this kind of work all the time, you're really not going to understand the intricacies of what needs to happen logistically, but it does come at a cost.